Alright, welcome to the DIY room in my house. A lot of weird stuff that I make out of here, weekend projects, but today I'm going to talk about the base model and how I use it. For context, I'm running about 50 to 60 mile weeks right now and preparing into the final month going into the Houston Marathon on January 16th. The date today is December 15th. And so I'm about 1 month out from the marathon and running 50 to 60 mile weeks. Feeling best around 50 mile weeks. That's kind of my sweet spot, I find. My weekly schedule is pretty consistent in terms of Tuesdays and Thursdays being speed days, roughly 8 or 9 miles or so in those sessions, and the weekend being the long run, about 18 to all the way up to 24 coming up this weekend. That leaves Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday as recovery days, all of which I am typically running. Sometimes I'll take a Sunday off to fully recover and rest and do some light stretching and sauna work, stuff like that. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday being recovery days around anywhere between like 5 and 8 miles. Very low intensity, more of like a reset the body day. And so that's when I use the base model. And originally the base model was created as our shoe. It was the only shoe we offered, and I used it for everything. In fact, I tested the final confirmation pair in the Ironman Arizona race in 2019 at the full marathon distance. And that was our only shoe for a while, and when we were doing subscriptions back in the day, the shoe was built for that type of daily trainer subscription shoe. But we've learned a lot, and we introduced the Artist into our platform of products, and I'm really stoked about it. But there's a lot of questions on how people are using the base model and how I'm using them. And like I said, knowing that the Artist is typically reserved for those longer speed days and the weekend long run, pretty much every other day, or about 50% of my mileage per week is run in the base model. And it's a little paradoxical because this is a 15-21 stack shoe with the sock liner being around 20-26. So that would put it in the lower scale of the mid-cushion daily trainer. It's a shoe that you're going to feel the ground. It's a shoe that you're going to really understand your stride, and because it's so light, I find, and a lot of other runners have found, that it puts a few extra BPMs on their cadence. So kind of my idea of efficiency comes from this shoe. Get back to the basics, and I use it primarily on those recovery days, and I really love it for that. And again, it's a little paradoxical because a lot of folks might want a higher stack Super Plus shoe for those recovery days, and every once in a while I opt for the Artist, especially after a long effort, and it's like I don't want to feel another thing on the ground at all, and my feet are sore, and so I might put on the Artist for that day. But again, most of the time I'm going to throw on the base model, take the intensity way down, and I'm going to take the mileage as casual, calm, effortless, kind of enjoyable miles, recovery miles, building volume, and you know, burning a lower intensity fuel in that kind of like upper aerobic fat burning range. And that's what I use this thing for. Every once in a while I use it for a Tuesday or Thursday track day session, especially when those intervals are about 400. I like the way that it feels on the track. I like the way that it corners on a track, 400 meter track, and this shoe kind of go hand in hand. I love it for those quick, snappy sessions. And when I'm really getting the legs moving, it's fun to be able to feel that ground contact and get that push off, and I find that it's just a nice little honest reset. So that's how I use the base model. Other people use it for other stuff. I'd love to know how everybody is using it out there. If this is on YouTube, then you want to comment below, then much obliged. Would love to know how you're using it, if you're rotating it with any other shoes, and how it's treated you in the past. And This isn't the last that I'll ever, the V-tube with the supercritical foam and the TPU enhancement. I found that it kind of really elevated the way that I thought about the shoe. I have some plans to alter it down the road and what that might mean. I'm going to test it out, but we couldn't do it without that feedback, so thanks for sticking with this video. And what kind of daily trainer do you guys use for whatever you're training for? And I'd love to know from you. Have a great day going into the holiday season. And if you watch this video after that, train is rockin' and rollin'. Adios, friends.